Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for Pisces. Pisces, this is going to be your Virgo New Moon reading. Now, this Virgo New Moon is happening today, the day I'm doing this reading, on September 17th. It actually already happened at 4 a.m. But remember, we're in the new moon. We have this sort of 3-day window with new moon energy. Now, the Virgo new moon is really supporting us in self-care, health, wellness, finding practical solutions to any problems we might be experiencing in love, at work, in our tasks. You know, again, our health and our physical body is going to be highlighted at this time. And it's all about getting organized, okay? So Virgo blesses us with this sort of laser focus to, create lists and celebrate the small accomplishments of ticking those boxes. So let's go ahead and jump into this. We're going to invite spirit, angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, spirit guides, and our ascended masters to this space to deliver the messages for Pisces. It can be any placement, sun, moon, rising, Venus, Jupiter, or, anything. Messages for Pisces for this new moon in Virgo. Now, this reading will take us until October 16th when we have our next new moon, or 6 months from now when we have that full moon in Pisces. So let's go ahead. Let's see what comes out for you guys. All right. Wow. There you come out in your own reading. King of Swords in reverse. Okay. Your overall energy is the Knight of Wands in reverse. This is a really fast-moving energy. This is someone or something that might come in and out of your life really quickly. It may have been like a back and forth for quite some time. The Knight of Wands is oftentimes gets a bad rap as a player card. It could be an Aries, Leo, Sag if you have this in your chart, or you might be connected to a fire sign, okay? The Knight of Wands, though, is also... it comes with a warning to make sure that you guys don't act too much on impulse, that you really do harness this energy of Virgo to plan, okay? To plan, to make your lists, to organize, okay? To really get things done. What's beautiful, Pisces, you guys are coming out of a very dark period. This is the Nine of Swords in reverse. Some of you guys might be working with Archangel Michael as well. The Nine of Swords in reverse is telling me that you guys have been exhausted. You guys haven't been sleeping well. You guys might be feeling really sort of manic and frenetic and, just kind of depressed and anxious, really wrestling with your demons, going through a dark night of the soul. This is coming to an end, Pisces, okay? But what's blocking you? We have this energy of Virgo or Gemini. It's communication. It's trusting and believing in your own magic. It's so important that you believe in your own magic, because you can have the fairy tale ending, Pisces, but you have to believe in it, okay? The intentions that you need to set, we have the Page of Swords. This is a new direction. This is gaining clarity. This is communicating clearly. So I feel like once this sort of fog lifts, with this Nine of Swords energy, it takes us back to the Eight of Swords, which is a bit of drama. Make sure that you don't get into the worst case scenario thinking, negative self-talk. Don't talk yourself out of anything, because again, this Magician energy is telling me you have the power. Believe in your fairy tale ending, Pisces, but you need to align with it. So aligning with it is also believing in your magic. It's also doing your prayers, your meditation, setting your intentions, doing your energy work if that's something that you do, or if you work with crystals, okay, essential oils, whatever it is you might do to bring yourself into alignment. All right, the Page of Swords is setting off on a new direction, researching, communicating clearly and very truthfully, and being honest with yourself and others. What you need to know, Pisces, is you are in alignment. You are coming into alignment. The Hanged Man is your energy. It's surrendering to the journey. It's going with the flow, trusting in the universe, because everything is going to work out just fine. Now, you get the King of Swords energy in reverse. The King of Swords energy is interesting because it could be some of you guys are dealing with an ex, or it could be a breakup, Okay, the King of Swords oftentimes represents somebody who is narcissistic, is verbally or mentally abusive. I feel like some of you guys are also healing some childhood wounds. Some of you guys also, because I am picking up on this Archangel Michael energy coming through really strong in this reading, some of you guys are really concerned about protecting your children or your loved ones from this energy. Okay, the King of Swords, when he's in reverse, this is somebody who operates with vitriol, ire, anger, aggression. Okay, it could be verbal, it could be physical abuse. Some of you guys are healing those wounds from childhood, and you may need to, or you are working and supported by Archangel Michael at this time. Okay, because the King of Swords energy, this is somebody who's very, very negative, somebody who is not very truthful. Okay, and again, this could go back to issues that you have with your father or the masculine energy. It could have been in a marriage or a partnership as well. It doesn't have to necessarily be a parent, but some of you guys are healing from this abuse. But I feel like it was at a very pivotal time in your life or in your development, or you were in this relationship for long enough of a period that it became part of your programming, and you're really working on that deprogramming, on purging and detoxing those negative beliefs. All right, Pisces, this is the deepest reading for out of everybody's. And if it's not for you, check your other signs. But this is a message that does need to come forth. Okay. Some of you guys have dealt with a lot of anguish, pain, disappointment, heartbreak. And I think there was a period of time where you were really moving through self-blame, or you really believed at some point that you didn't deserve happiness, safety, or maybe you didn't know that there was any other option, and Spirit's really asking you to believe in this. Some of you I'm picking up are worried about your children or your loved ones. It could be a family member as well. You might be suspecting that there's something going on in, a sibling's relationship. Okay, but for many of you, this goes back to your childhood, field of dreams. Yeah, I love that, because look at this, 21 on top of the Magician. Look at all of these eggs. Look at how comfortable and happy everybody is. And they're sitting on top of these eggs. Like, what you dream, you can create this reality, Pisces. I'm really, it's coming through very strong. You're supported, and Archangel Michael is powerful and a protector. Okay, look at this, and we see from the moon all of this fairy dust coming down, raining on them. It's beautiful. This is happiness. They're protected. They're safe. But they also have all of this possibility. So Pisces, you're really being urged to believe in your happy ending. Believe in your healing. Education. Okay. Again, we have a stork there. Well, it looks like a stork. It's actually probably more of a heron. Some of you guys are really, education on top of that Page of Swords. You're really researching. You're researching healing modalities. Some of you guys buried yourself in books, okay, as a way to get away from this, to deal with this energy. Okay, and so you spent a lot of time alone, maybe as a child, reading, maybe even fantasy books, but this was your outlet. But for many of you, you guys are starting some new journey, gaining more information, okay, about how to better, some of you might be studying law of attraction. Some of you guys might be learning angelic healing, Reiki, and that sort of thing. Some of you guys are just, bettering yourselves in your careers, okay? Some of you guys, I get, are social workers, all right? But you work in this you work in public service, you work in social work, mental health even, because that's something that you personally have dealt with. All right, and we get Moonlight, number 51. Look at that. Look at that moon energy. Yeah, moon energy is difficult because, it can be that not everything is the way that it seems. Also, the moon energy is about is about, like, you know, it's about mental illness. So some of you might struggle with this, or might work, you know, in the field of psychology, or work with people, like helping people recover from abuse. Some of you guys, that's what you're going back to school for, or that's what you're studying. And for others of you, because you've been through this period. Okay, so this is, you know, the moonlight is like, is confusion. It can be sort of this period of, you know, kind of feeling punch drunk from everything that you've been through, because I feel like you still have to deal with this King of Swords energy, whether for some of you, this person has passed on, okay, and it's reconciling and healing from an abusive previous relationship or childhood, okay, and there are some distortions that have to be dealt with here, Pisces. Okay, but Spirit is asking you to believe in your happy ending, to believe in your fairy tale ending, this field of dreams and the infinite possibilities that are available to you. Okay, deep freeze. Yeah, for some of you, you can't contact this person anymore because they've passed over. For some of you, you know, this person, you absolutely do not want to contact this person because just the sheer idea of it, you know, just sort of freezes you out. Look at that. We have coming apart. Yeah, some of you guys are dealing with mental illness. Some of you guys are, you know, in your surroundings, it might be your job. Some of you guys have felt this coming apart, coming undone. Okay, might be trying to figure out what's going on. Again, you're being urged to research. And again, you know, these readings are not meant to replace, you know, psychiatric or medical advice. Okay, so if you feel like you need that at this time, please contact, your doctor or a professional here. But the deep freeze, I'm feeling for many of you, you know, you froze yourself out of allowing yourself to dream, allowing yourself to believe in happiness and abundance and protection. Okay, and Spirit saying, no, we're going to crack that ice. We're going to melt this ice. And, you know, the education, the books that you're being guided to read, you know, the lessons, or sorry, the information that's being presented to you, whether it's in different readings or whether it's things you hear in songs, you name it, you know, this is all helping you sort of to deal with this situation, to come to terms with it, to heal it, and to move forward. Okay. Unicorn invites serendipity, absolutely. So there is a real element of the fantastic here. So again, some of you guys really, really love like fantasy novels as children, you know, reading different books. You know, maybe it's Harry Potter, maybe it even goes further back than that. You know, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is what I'm getting. You know, but really, this was your way out. And many of you guys, you know, you're also understanding, you know, you're starting to believe in your own magic, starting to understand that you can have this fairy tale ending. And so you're opening yourself up to, you know, the serendipity. You're opening yourself up to the flow. You're understanding that, you know, you had shut yourself off for self-preservation, but now you're moving through, you're cutting through that confusion. You're moving into clarity. And the clarity is that there are messages all around you that the universe is supporting you on moving forward and moving towards abundance and happiness and healing. Yep. Depression, battle of the blues, take steps towards positive change. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's come through quite clearly. And look at that. We get Archangel Gabriel, messenger of creativity and hope. Again, dealing with children. Some of you work with children. Okay, so whether that's in, you know, psychiatry or your pediatricians or that sort of thing. Some of you work with groups, working with child psychology, maybe even finding, you know, homeless children homes or, you know, feeding them. Some of you in education, and you're worried. That's what I'm picking up on. You're worried about that flock. You're worried about those children. Some of you might even be concerned for your own children. Okay. This is a very heavy reading, and I understand it's not going to be for everybody, but I do have to talk about what's coming through here. Okay, somebody does need to hear this. but what I do want you to know, there's all of this swords energy, and look at her, the Battle of the Blues, okay? She is holding that sword, all right? Some of you just didn't know how you were going to get out of this situation. You didn't know how you were going to change your circumstances. Spirit's really coming through here because also with the Page of Swords and this Battle of the Blues, the importance of cutting cords. Pisces, you are much stronger than you even know. Okay, invite serendipity. I think there's also going to be more, there's going to be help coming your way. Okay, and again, remember, everything looks very different by moonlight. Everything looks very different when we're in an altered state, when we're reeling, you know, from abuse or from, you know, some sort of negative news, learning about something. This Knight of Wands energy. You know, I feel like many of you are also really working on building your self-confidence because Pisces, you guys have so much to offer. You're such a magical sign. And part of it too, Pisces, is your ability to fantasize. Your huge imagination is what really allows for some of the greatest innovations and allows for some of the biggest miracles to come to fruition, because many other people or signs aren't able to allow their imagination to go to these depths or to these heights. And that's what creates, you know, that's part of your creative process. So don't by any means think that this fantasy, that this, you know, that your very vivid and beautiful imagination, you know, I'm getting like, they want me to talk about J.K. Rowling, you know, how her story was, you know, how she was like rock bottom, had been in an abusive relationship, was like on welfare, you know, nobody believed that much in her writing. And, you know, at an older age, she hit this magnificent success using her imagination, but also coupling that with, you know, her difficult experiences. And that's what I'm picking up on, you guys. Again, Pisces, very, very good chance of you having a fairy tale ending here. All right, and you get, all right, the Master Maker. Number 22, very powerful. Yeah, your imagination, Pisces, is what's going to create your worldly success. 22 is the Master Builder number. It's about working hard, perseverance, but really bringing it into the 3D. All right, so this is craftsmanship, magician, moral strength, and invention. Did I not tell you? You have the magician coming out here. We have this confirmation here. Magician is about picking up all of the tools, and especially the imagination here, right? Invention. So the Master Maker is the master of the forge, upon which we create our futures and forge our own souls. He sees the world beyond the other world, the world of first causes. Through his magic, he brings them into his own world of fairy. From his world, these concepts trickle down into our own through dreams and visions picked up by artists and craftsmen everywhere. But he makes the first, the original. He is the great inventor, and the sign above his door reads practical problems solved here. He sings as he works, and as in all fairy magic, his song does as much to shape objects as do the blows of his hammer. Healing cups, magic swords, fairy jewels, crown of stars, and other bespelled works of the finest craftsmanship pass through his forge and beneath his hammer. The master of fire, air, earth, and water, he adds the fairy element of moonlight to everything he creates. So the magician is the master of fire, air, earth, and water, and he adds the moonlight. Pisces, you guys add the moonlight, the stardust, to this situation, to your lives. And this is going to be, okay, this is going to be where your success lies. For some of you, this is in your job. For others of you, this is getting out of a difficult situation. For others, this is helping others, okay? The synchronicity in this reading is amazing, is absolutely amazing, Pisces. As the Master Maker reminds us, no job is too small to do beautifully. His work is done as well as possible, even where it will never be seen by anyone else. Bringing ideas into excellently crafted reality can only be done when we, like the Master Maker, are willing to plan meticulously. Okay, and we're supported with this Virgo energy to do that. Begin carefully and persevere through difficulties, learning still more of our craft as we work. Craftsmanship is a labor of love. We must be willing to tackle different challenges and have a determination to surpass previous achievements. Patience is always required, as is the willingness to do a thing again and again until it is even better than the best one can do. The master maker has the moral strength to refuse the temptation to do anything less, and he is a protector and teacher of the traditional values of his craft. Yet, in balance to all of this, the master reminds us that we also need to learn our own limits. Not everyone can do everything superbly. When we discover our talents and choose our craft, then we gain great joy and fulfillment from developing that skill into an art. We grow more like the master maker each time we do the best we can, and then stretch ourselves to do a little better after that. Pisces, this is the most magical new moon in Virgo reading. Nobody can do it like you guys can do it. I absolutely love you. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a beautiful day. Take care.